Every day, millions walk through supermarket aisles believing they are making choices, free, conscious, independent choices. But behind every shelf, every label, and every "buy one get one free" sign lies an invisible hand guiding the mind. It's a strange kind of freedom, one that feels empowering yet quietly enslaving. We don't realize it, but the supermarket has become a modern cathedral of manipulation. A place where desire is manufactured and satisfaction is sold in colorful packaging. We think we're choosing, but what if choice itself is the illusion? What if the abundance of options is not a sign of liberty, but a smokescreen designed to disguise control? Every step down an aisle is carefully measured. The height of the shelf, the scent of freshly baked bread, the slow rhythm of background music, all crafted to make us linger just long enough to spend a little more. And so we stand, overwhelmed by options, confident in our independence, yet unknowingly dancing to a song composed by psychologists and marketers. This is not just about supermarkets. It's about the subtle systems that govern every decision we make, online, in stores, even in our relationships. Welcome to the supermarket of manipulation, where you don't just buy products, you're being bought as well. Freedom. It's the most expensive word ever sold, and ironically, it's often sold to us in the form of choice. Marketers discovered long ago that humans equate options with freedom. The more we can choose, the freer we feel. But here's the paradox. The more choices we have, the less control we actually possess. Walk into a modern supermarket. There are 30 brands of toothpaste, 50 kinds of cereal, and an entire aisle dedicated to bottled water, each one promising purity, freshness, or happiness. But the truth? They're owned by the same handful of corporations. The illusion of diversity hides a concentrated power, a few hands crafting hundreds of masks. This is not an accident. It's a psychological game designed to exhaust you. Studies show that when humans are faced with too many options, our brains switch from deciding to defaulting. We no longer choose what we want, we choose what's easiest. And marketers know exactly which product that will be. This illusion stretches beyond supermarkets. In the digital world, we scroll endlessly through choices, videos, products, partners, believing we're free to decide. Yet every choice is pre-filtered by algorithms, nudging us toward what benefits the system. Freedom has become performance art, a stage set to look infinite, but with invisible walls. And in that performance, we play the lead role, convinced of our autonomy, while our strings are gently pulled by those who profit from our illusion. There is a language that doesn't speak in words, yet it whispers directly to your subconscious. It's the language of design. And in the supermarket of manipulation, it is the most fluent tongue ever spoken. Every inch of space, every color, every sound is engineered for a single purpose, not to serve you, but to steer you. Consider this. The most profitable items are rarely placed where your logic expects them. They are placed where your impulse feels them. The shelves at eye level are the battlegrounds of marketing. The end of the aisle, called the golden zone, is where your attention is most vulnerable. Even the width of the aisles determines how long you stay. Narrow paths make you move slower. Wider ones make you explore. And then there's the music, calm, rhythmic, hypnotic. It slows your pace, keeps you wandering, keeps you buying. The scent of bread, freshly baked near the entrance, isn't there by accident. It's there to remind your senses of comfort, home, and hunger. The entire store is a psychological maze, one where the shortest path between the entrance and the item you came for is never a straight line. Because if you walked straight, you'd only buy what you needed. And that, in the world of manipulation, is the greatest sin. Colors speak too. Red excites urgency, buy now. Green implies health. Gold suggests luxury. The lights shimmer in warmth to soften your skepticism. You feel safe, confident, even happy, as if the supermarket cares for you. But here lies the paradox. The design that makes you comfortable is the same design that disarms you. The place that feels familiar is built to control you. You are not navigating the store is navigating you. Every movement, every glance, every emotion has been anticipated by the architects of desire. And by the time you reach the counter, you're not just paying for what's in your cart, you're paying for the invisible choreography that made you believe you were dancing freely. In the past, manipulation was physical, shelves, colors, scents. Today, it's digital, invisible, algorithmic, and infinitely more precise. If supermarkets are the temples of old manipulation, the internet is its cathedral. Here, the shelves are endless, but they're not organized by hand. They're arranged by code, an artificial intelligence that knows you better than you know yourself. Every click, every pause, every scroll becomes data. And that data becomes your reflection. A mirror so clear that it predicts your desires before you feel them. This is where the paradox deepens. We believe we're explorers in an open digital world, but the path we walk is pre-paved by algorithms that calculate not just what we'll buy, but when we'll buy it. Your recommended product, your suggested video, even the people also liked section, they are the strings that guide the puppet show of your attention. The algorithm doesn't need to persuade you. It simply needs to understand your weaknesses, the colors you respond to, the time of day you're most impulsive, the emotion that triggers your spending. It doesn't shout, it whispers. It doesn't push, it predicts. And prediction is the ultimate form of control. Because when someone can predict you, they no longer need to force you, they can simply lead you. Marketers once sold products, now they sell behavior. You are not just the consumer, you have become the consumed. You think the algorithm is your assistant, showing you what you like. But in truth, it's your puppeteer, pulling your attention with invisible strings made of data and dopamine. It feeds you just enough novelty to keep you interested, just enough familiarity to keep you comfortable. It curates your choices, filters your freedom, and sells you the illusion of discovery. And in this grand digital marketplace, the most profitable product isn't food, fashion, or electronics. It's you, your time, your focus. There is something strangely comforting about being guided. We like to believe we want freedom, but pure freedom is terrifying. It demands awareness, responsibility, and uncertainty. So instead, we settle for something safer, the illusion of freedom. In the supermarket of manipulation, we don't rebel against control, we welcome it. The signs that tell us where to go, the curated playlists that make shopping enjoyable, the personalized recommendations that understand us. They give us the illusion of order in a chaotic world. And here lies the quiet paradox of human behavior. We crave autonomy, but we fear confusion. We desire freedom, but we find comfort in direction. So when manipulation offers us structure, we mistake it for care. Marketers understand this fragile psychology. They know that control wrapped in kindness feels like love. The friendly brand tone, the smiling model, the loyalty card, they don't dominate you, they soothe you. They make you feel seen, valued, remembered. But what they truly value is not your individuality, it's your predictability. True freedom is chaotic. It forces you to think, to question, to resist the easy path. But comfort is easy to sell. And so we buy it again and again. We trade awareness for ease, control for calm, reflection for convenience. The irony? The more we are guided, the more grateful we become to our guides. We don't even notice the walls that shrink around our minds because they're painted with beautiful colors and labeled choice. The systems that shape us don't need to fight our freedom, they only need to organize it. They give us maps that lead to destinations they've chosen, and we thank them for helping us find the way. And that is the ultimate manipulation, when control doesn't feel like captivity, but comfort. We leave the supermarket smiling, carrying our neatly packaged freedom in plastic bags, unaware that what we paid for wasn't the product, but the pleasant feeling of being led. And so, we leave the supermarket, believing we have chosen. Our carts are full, but our minds are empty. We feel satisfied, empowered, in control. Yet somewhere in the invisible space between our desires and our decisions, a quiet truth whispers, we were never truly choosing. Every color, every scent, every digital suggestion was a thread, and together they wove the tapestry of our behavior. We walked the aisles of freedom, yet our path was already mapped. We believed in variety, yet variety itself was the disguise of sameness. This is the paradox of our age. The more power we gain to choose, the less we understand our choices. Freedom has become an illusion wrapped in abundance. Control has learned to hide behind comfort, and manipulation no longer wears chains. It smiles through convenience. But awareness changes everything, because the moment you see the strings, they begin to lose their pull. The moment you realize that the supermarket is everywhere, in your phone, your news feed, your emotions, you begin to reclaim what was quietly taken: your attention, your consciousness, your will. Perhaps the truest form of freedom isn't having endless choices, but knowing which ones were never yours to begin with. Welcome again to the paradox of choice. A world where we don't just shop for what we want, but unknowingly purchase who we become.